Good evening. I'm so happy to be invited because I don't go often to the city because our farm is too far from the city. It takes more than an hour to come here. And I appreciate every time I get invited, then I get an excuse to come to the city. And I'm so happy to see the organizers of this fiesta, although I don't see the others because they already passed away. I'm not saying you are close to that, but to see you still going, I know you're still going because one of the reasons is this. This is keeping your heart young. I remembered when I was at the cathedral, this was about 10 years ago, when you brought the statue to the cathedral, and that was the 20th, is it? How many years now? 33. So, for 33 years you've been doing this, and still you are here. Thank you so much for remaining steadfast and faithful and devoted. I know you've been through a lot. Tardiness, maybe laziness, rheumatism, old age. But these are challenges, but you remained steadfast. You remained faithful. And this is sure sign that you are built strongly on the rock. Not on sand, but on rock. We heard from the first reading from Isaiah, the people of Israel, they were promised that vindication as opposed to the Babylonians, who were the exact opposite of the Israelites. The Israelites, they believe in God. The Babylonians, they oppose God. But they were captured. The Israelites were captured. They were forcibly detained by the Babylonians. But the Lord promised vindication to His people. The day of their liberation is coming. And the world's power resting on the Babylonians, they will stoop down. And the people of Israel will once again rise. And that is the promise given to all those who remain faithful to God, those who remain steadfast in their faith, to the righteous, that there will be a vindication. There will be a time when God will lift them up again, while those in power, because of their pride, because of their wickedness, they will be brought down. In our world today, it is so hard to remain righteous. We see in our world today those who engage in wrongdoings, the corrupt, they seem to get away with it, and they live pleasurable and comfortable lives. And those who remain faithful and righteous, it seemed that their life don't flourish that much. If you remain honest and righteous, there's good chance that you will not be promoted. Who will get promoted? Those who connive with those in power. That is why it is so tempting. It is so tempting to stoop down to their level, to engage also in anomalies, in corruption, because that's easy money and that's easy power. But the first reading reminds us, those who remain righteous will be vindicated. And those wicked, they will be punished. In the gospel, we heard this parable of the houses built on sand and built on rock. Nowadays, there are so many houses being built. And you can only know that the house is really good if the foundation is good. And you will only know that the house is good because the foundation is good if it passed the test of time. If it has gone through challenges, rain, winds, storms, only then we can tell that it is a good house built on a strong foundation. That means there will be challenges in life, that we will not be good and we will not become better, not unless we go through a purification process, not unless we go through challenges in life, not unless we go through hardships. Just this afternoon, I was talking to a lady, 55 years old, and she asked me, "Father, what is the church's stand on euthanasia?" She asked me because she's got all these medical problems, and she does not want to be a burden to the family. And she said for 30 years she'd been suffering, and she's getting tired. And she asked, "What is the church's stand on euthanasia?" Because she started contemplating on it. She started thinking of an easy way out. Would have been easier if she get herself euthanized. No more pains. Your family will not suffer. But I told her, I did not just say the church is against it. I started by saying, we hail the cross. We hail the cross, and we know that through the cross, we can see a father looking at his son dying on the cross, and he is allowing this to happen so that salvation can be offered to humanity. And in suffering, there is salvation. In all the winds and the storms and the rains that we have to go through in this life, there is salvation. There is grace. Life is not perfect. For some, it becomes a bit easier when you engage in wrongdoings. Definitely, there's an instant pleasure in it. But the righteous will be vindicated. If you endure the pain, if you let sufferings purify you, if you allow problems in life make you become a better person, and if you patiently persevere, there is vindication for the righteous. If you remain faithful to God amidst all the trials, do not give in to the temptation of immediate pleasure, instant joy and happiness. The righteous will be vindicated. And thus, if you remain faithful, and if you surpass all these temptations, endure all sufferings, only then you can say to yourself, I have a house built on a strong foundation. Or you might be living in a very flash house, but built on sand.